Hello, YouTube, and welcome back. We are on episode 2 over local to global with Prestige Worldwide. We had it was a pretty decent first show in the last episode, as we also ran over our company and our product and our starting roster, things like that. We goofed up a little bit, as I mentioned in the first episode. I'm playing the game a lot different from what I'm used to, so Um, we may have a few hiccups, and we already had a couple. The main noticeable one for me, which was a bit annoying, was it's not really that big a deal, but my first video I realized wasn't really in the proper resolution when I uploaded it to YouTube, and I couldn't fix it. So hopefully it's fixed for this episode. It's just a little bit annoying if anyone, of course, clicks on the very first video and the video quality is fine, but yes, the resolution's a bit off. So hopefully it doesn't put anyone off. But hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be fixed. But as for the promotion, I'm obviously not, I'm used to playing at my own leisure rather than talking and playing, so I did forget to do a couple things. None of them are major, they're very minor. The first one, and I don't know how I forgot, and everyone playing local to global should do it, and it's to instantly start the upgrades on your merchandise straight away. So I've just done it now before I started recording, but we essentially missed a full month, and usually by level 1 it takes about a month to go up, so that's a little bit annoying, but not too major. And we also hopefully fixed the resolution with the video. The shortlist issue, I've turned some things off for the moment, which isn't really vital, so we can proceed through advancing a bit faster, which will be good for the early game. And the other thing, which is a bit of a speed bump, is based on our products, we get a small penalty to anyone who doesn't have a gimmick. And because I was so focused on doing the intro of all our wrestlers, and I was so focused on making Blue Dragon a heel or a face, you guys are probably shooting at me because I forgot to give him a gimmick. And now he's obviously debuted, we cannot change him. So I did off camera have a little look at potentially replacing him, but based on the fact I couldn't really find anyone that stood out, we're going to just keep him for the time being and take that hit on the small penalty. And I'll probably look to just change his gimmick at the first possible chance, which will probably be with monthly shows. It actually won't really take long, but for the moment, we're stuck with that small penalty, which is a little annoying. Finances aren't looking too bad. The whole thing with doing a generic venue, you only where is it? It says it only costs 200. As you can see here, the venue hire 200, so we don't have to worry about that. We can just put it on generic venue every time, and we can advance. We can just go straight into the next show. I don't want to waste too much time. For the time being, we will run one event per month, but with our, why is it giving me this? Why is it important? I've changed this. No way, game, please. Oh well, technically, now all of these are important essentially when it comes to being able to hire people on written deals and stuff. So I'll need to remember later on to turn them back on, but we'll just put them to receive for now. Yeah, just for the moment, because when we start to do weekly shows and stuff, it won't matter as much because we won't have to advance through full months to get to our event. But anyway, yes, one show per month for the time being, and then once we get a little bit more pop, probably maybe midway through this year, I'm going to try and start doing 2 shows a month, mainly to experiment with the week natural growth limits that we assigned on our settings, because I want to see how far we can push that, because right now popularity is king. No matter what we do, we are going to lose money, so there's no point in worrying about it. We should just try and minimise it. But as for popularity, the sky is the limit, and we've got to make sure we are getting as much pop as we can, as quick as we can. And that'll be helped a little bit later on with signing workers who have a little bit more pop than our promotion. But for the time being, it's just going to be blasting through these shows. And as we still have quite a bit to advance, so in terms of saving a bit of time and maybe even getting through 3 events this episode, maybe I'm going to cut and I'll be back with you guys when we actually get to the first show of the episode. Okay, we're back. That took a little bit longer than I was hoping, so I'm glad I cut the recording, to be honest, but here we are, February, second ever show. We will give no one the night off. But yep, kick off Carnage 2. I think, like I was mentioning before about events, I think maybe February and March we'll just do one event, and maybe by April, May time we'll start experimenting with 2, just to see for the possibility of maybe, fingers crossed, that we can gain 2 points of popularity. But it might not let us, even with weak growth limits, and also because we're such a small size with not as much like exposure to the world, we don't have any broadcasters or anything, so we'll see. You've got to experiment, I'll know, and then you guys who are watching will also know, so it's a learning curve for everyone. Okay, no pre-show incidents. Okay, so we have 61 creative energy. I am actually tempted to save this just for the minute. The main ones we'll probably use here anyway is like angle and maybe creative finish, and I suppose things like gimmick for Blue Dragon, because he'll obviously get changed with his gimmick way sooner than anyone else. Create character idea will also be a really good one, because it doesn't actually say here, but I heard not only if it's a success does it boost your workers' morale, it also boosts their momentum. Is there a way we can actually check? Hold on, let me just, because I read about this on the forums, but I never I don't really know how I would know. I don't think the handbook really gives you good insight on this. It just says it can be purchased via the office booking team. They have an expiry date. Yeah, it just says creative ideas deployed varies from type to type and is specified on screen. So it doesn't actually specify momentum, but I feel like I read somewhere that it does. So maybe if you guys know, you can let me know. But we're going to save this for the minute. We're of course keeping our events on very cheap as well. They'll always be very cheap for the time being anyway. Oh, nice. Dr. Funk and Stein and Papa Swole have bonded recently. That's good. Papa Swole gave the locker room a lift, providing a crate of free drinks. Okay, that's good. That's some good stuff. I'll need to check our locker room morale actually, even though it's early days, but hopefully that can stay good. We don't want to get a bad bonus. Let's pull a rib. Let's pull a rib on Papa Swole. Why not? It's gone down well. Okay, nice. But yeah, the whole reason we're going to go to 2 events later rather than now is obviously I said popularity is king right now. We don't care about finances, but once you get to around 12 or 15 grand in debt, it starts to affect your morale for your locker room. So the longer we can stall before getting to that point, it'll be good. But regardless of what we do, we're probably going to get to that point anyway. Let's be realistic. We're not going to be able to avoid it. Now, let me quickly see what happened last show. We didn't have Texas Hangman. He got stuck at the airport, and I'm going to try and incorporate that somehow into the storyline. Of course, we're running our main storyline and only storyline that's revolving around the belt, which was won by Davis Wayne Newton on our debut show. Okay. Mitchell also won. So I think trying to think how to do this. I think the opening angle, we're going to do Papa Swole cutting a promo in the ring, 5 minutes, and it's going to be essentially Papa Swole, maybe not demands, but Papa Swole basically, we'll put demands for this. Demands another title shot. basically because he got put in the title match last week for the first ever title holder, and he didn't lose. Essentially, he didn't get pinned. So that's basically what he's complaining about. That's going to start our show, even though we're essentially booking the main event right now. So we're going to add that. I'm tempted to do 2 parts. Or no, in fact, I have a better idea, which will make more sense, and then I don't have to involve Davis Wayne Newton. Purposeful states to the crowd that management has agreed to give him a 1v1 title shot tonight. And there's no third man. He gets his shot at the belt. Yeah, that looks good. Book that. We won't do descriptions. We may do descriptions on these promos later, and we'll add that match in right now. Essentially, we want to be having this belt defended on every single show, if we can do. We'll just have to be a bit careful not to run through everyone. We'll do 15 minutes, and we're going to do a draw, and you'll find out in a sec why we're doing a draw. We'll have it be open though, open match, and it's going to be an outside interference finish with Davis getting attacked by the Texas Hangman. Yep, so that'll be there. We're also going to have Texas Hangman in the opening match, and we'll have do we have? I don't know if we should have Max Mayhem lose again, but it's probably going to be him or Remy. So it's just a case of who. Yeah, it's going to have to be Max. Yeah. Sorry, man. That's a shame. And we're going to have it be dominant. Do a domination, clean win. We'll do 7 minutes. Yeah, 7 minutes is fine. I'm tempted. Yeah, so Purposeful opens the show. Then we'll have that match. I think I'm going to try and make sure I do a tag match on every show, more so to look for chemistry. So we could do that, and then actually another. One thing I noticed about Mutant, which I didn't notice when I was running through, is he actually has shockingly bad stamina, which is like, it's like so bad it's kind of disgusting, which is a real disappointment. Mutant was in the tag match with Dr. Funk last show. I don't really want to have him fighting again, but I don't really want to put Doctor. You know, for the singles match, we'll do Mutant and Blue Dragon. The thing is that the roster being so small too, I'm only really focusing on the sort of main event guys right now. In fact, you know what we'll do? We'll do Dr. Funk. He can actually lose. We'll do a lose to Mitchell. I have a kind of plan in mind for him later down the line. Sort of rough idea. We will do open match, but again a tainted win. Sticking to that scumbag sort of gimmick he's got, being the heel. And then we'll also do, we could do a tag match again, I guess, with Mutant, him and Remy. Do we have him lose to these two though? Jules and Blue are already on negative. I think we maybe do. Then that way we're at least using everyone rather than doing another singles. And this time we'll do Remy. He can get the win over Blue Dragon. Keep it open. Clean win. Yeah, okay, that works. And then as for angles, we're not really going to find out why Texas Hangman is attacked and interfered in that match, but we will do a Texas Hangman beatdown. I haven't actually done this sort of thing. I guess brawling would be a good one. Or fighting. Wait, is brawling gone? Oh yeah, brawling isn't here. The thing is though, I want... Oh, okay, I see. So we'll do fighting for Texas Hangman, and Max Mayhem is the victim. And a 2-minute angle. And it's basically going to be Hangman continues the punishment after the bell. And this is going to be, yep, essentially it's an angle in the ring. 2 minutes, serious, live. Sure. Did that save properly? Yep. I don't know how good this will do on the ratings, mind you, but we'll see. And then I think we'll also, I want to do maybe one more. I think the most notable would be, yep, we'll do Doctor. We'll try him again. He wasn't we did try him with a promo last on the first show, and it was it was pretty stinky. But we'll do him cutting a promo, but we'll also do Mitchell, who is decent enough on the mic. And it'll be, let's do 4 minutes, and they're in the ring after their match. And it's essentially Dr. F calls out Aldred to a rematch next week. Aldred mocks the Doc from the ramp. So as he's going back up the ramp, Dr. Funkenstein essentially grabs the mic and calls him out to a rematch. You know, his cheating ways can't keep going on. Okay, we're using everyone. Nice. Let me just make sure this is all set in motion here. So Papa Swole starts us off. Texas Hangman, pretty much a squash match. Hangman continues the punishment. Dr. Funk and Mitchell, which she cheats to win. Basic tag match. And then the main event for the title. Did I put the title on the line? Okay. Beautiful. Let's book it. So here we go. 50 segment rating. Wow, that's really good. He was superb with it. Oh yeah, of course he's got a hot catchphrase. That's right. I should have took note of that. I mean, we know now though. Strong start to the show, got the crowd hotter. He has a very good mimic. An exceptional improvising. Okay, nice. So Papa Swole's definitely one to remember when it comes to the entertainment. 50 segment, that's really good at this stage. Well, we have 58 people as well, which I think that's a little bit more than our opening show. Then we go into our squash match, which got the crowd hotter. Only inadequate for the Hangman gimmick, which seems a bit silly. I feel like he would have been better actually as a face. I think I made him a face on my my other one I did off camera before. Physical conditions penalised for Max, but he has a great gimmick. He's also got a bonus for selling, which is good. I totally forgot to check his selling before. A badass gimmick. He'll get better at it though, I think. He has good performance skills. He actually gets a lower rating than Max Mayhem, 40. He'll improve quick though, I think, Texas Hangman. So only a 39 segment rating, which, I mean, it's still very good, but I don't know if we got a segment rating that low in the last show, actually. Why did it actually get lower than... Was penalised due to the negative impact of the road agent notes, right? So maybe I shouldn't have had him dominate or something, maybe? That's the only thing I can think of. Anyway, still good. We move on to the beatdown. Gets a 35. I honestly was expecting this to be lower, so 35, I'll take it. Yeah, I'll 100% take it. So Texas Hangman on his debut, you know, the big menacing 6'7", comes out and destroys Max Mayhem. continues the beatdown, moving into a 42. This actually did better than the Texas Hangman, which is pretty wild. I think it's mainly to do with the crowd is getting us over here, because our wrestling rating was only a 34. And Dr. Funkenstein, to no surprise, was really off his game. He only gets a 25. So his ratings will be low for quite a bit, but Mitchell pulls in a 44, which is pretty decent considering it was a soft finish to the match with the blatant cheating, which you'll probably get penalised for. Got a bonus for a very hot crowd, being an amazing heel. Maybe it didn't. Mitchell got penalised for poor gimmick and inconsistency. Doctor was penalised for stamina. Okay, it doesn't say here that it did. Sorry about that. I had to do a quick cut, but we're back, so we'll swiftly move on. 42 rating, I'll take it. Pretty good. Mitchell again cheats to win. The promo gives a 39, which is pretty decent. Both done well, improvised well, used the freedom. It looks like we won't need to do many, if any, scripted angles with these guys, which is really good. Lots of bonuses. Poor gimmick for Mitchell. Hopefully we can improve on that. Definitely worth remembering. Okay. Sorry, I was having a look there. It's a 47. Very good tag match. Blue Dragon, again. I think he was really off his game last episode. He only gets a 32. 41 for Jules. Remy was the standout guy with a 46. Remy and Jules will be the perfect examples with a roster of guys that just, won't really get pushed, but they'll be good in the ring at elevating other people. And of course, it was Remy and Mutant who take the win over Jules and Blue Dragon, with Remy pinning Blue Dragon with a flying leg drop. Probably not too much to notice in here. The hot crowd was a bonus. Inconsistency for Blue Dragon. He's only 22, makes sense. Physical condition for Mutant, which, after actually noticing his stamina, I'm not surprised. But yep, 47. Going into our main event title match. Oh, 52, okay. That's pretty good. Our storyline is advanced with a segment and gained heat, which is nice. I forgot to add Texas Hangman into this. I'll need to do that straight away. But yep, it turned out to be a draw. So Davis Wayne essentially retains. He gets a 50 rating, a 40 for Papa Swole, which also isn't actually half bad. I'll take it. This isn't, considering it's a draw, it's like a tainted. We're not getting penalised for the draws though, which I feel like we used to in the last game. I'll take it. 52 to finish the show. 49 overall rating, which is pretty solid. We actually did really good on our segments as well. 35 being the lowest, 2 39s. Considering we mixed it up. Okay, we'll give it to who could do with a bit of a boost, who's losing quite a lot, that we actually care about. We'll give it to Jules, because he's going to be losing a lot, and Max, I think. Max Mayhem. Although he did get it last time. You know what, Papa Swole? We could actually also be quite specific on our praising and keep doing the same person over and over again, and it has a higher chance of increasing our relationship with them. Okay, we lost just under 1,000 this time. The merchandise, that's a bit of a shame. I forgot to start the upgrade last time, but we'll get through it, I guess. And we move up to 2, which is the main thing. And we're all done. Okay. The only thing I really need to remember to do now is add Texas Hangman into the storyline. Oh wow, we're done already on the merchandise, that's good. And we'll instantly go to level 2. If I do remember correctly, it won't cost us too much to keep it on rapid, $2.50 per week, which isn't too bad. But it's once we get to level 3 to go on rapid, it costs quite a lot more, which we'll probably have to stop it then and wait for our finances to get a little bit better. But we'll keep Papa Swole in this for the time being. And we're adding Texas Hangman. He, of course, is a heel, and so is the champion, so got to have a bit of a. It won't matter too much with our heel and face being loosely enforced, but well, that's why we're keeping Papa Swole in there as kind of the divider for now, because he didn't actually get his chance. He feels like he got cheated on the first show by not even getting beat essentially, and then he gets his rematch essentially to prove himself, get a real shot at the title 1-on-1, and he gets cheated out again, which I'm sure he'll be really really chuffed about. I'm just going to take a quick look at our finances and our popularity too, actually, within our fighters to see if anything's really moved drastically. Probably won't though. In the early stages, it'll mainly be me cutting it, and we'll just go show to show, I think. But we'll definitely do March, just one event in March, and then I think we'll move to two. Yeah, in April, May time. I think we'll just move to two in April for next episode. But we'll try and bash through one more event. But let's have a quick look. So we actually lost way more. What's happened here? We spent double on basic pay. That's weird. How's that happened? It's almost, yeah, it's like doubled. There's probably something really obvious that I'm not thinking about. That's weird. So yeah, we lost a lot more money. I guess, yeah. I was going to say even with the merchandise, but like 300-ish more on workers is a bit weird. The merchandise makes sense, the 500, and it'll be even more now going forward because we're upgrading level 2. But let's fire on, and I'll cut back to when we get to our March show. Okay, we're back. Before we jump into King of Carnage, I thought it'd be a good idea to quickly run over a region, which I never actually did before. The potential fan base here is very large, 90%, with a pretty big spillover, which is obviously pretty good. But in better news, with the industry, our economy and wrestling industry are both rising. They're both, average in weeks, pretty horrible, but they are rising, which will only help us even more. And even though we've only done a few shows, I'm going to wait till we get a little bit more into it, and until we pay more attention to the popularity changes of our fighters, because it seems a bit pointless right now. But I thought I would quickly look at the creative just to see who the game thinks is sort of the top dogs right now. Max Mayhem's in there. He'll have lost a lot of pop though. I think he starts with 15 in the Great Lakes, but there's no way he'll still have. Oh yikes! Yeah, he's dropped into 10. We'll need to maybe be a bit more careful with him. Yeah, how's Davis looking now? He's the champ. Just quickly. Okay, he's gone up a couple points. These won't be too drastic though, all these changes, because of our size, and no one's really super over within the promotion. Doctor's going down. Wait, why is he going down? Did he lose the last? I'm pretty sure he won. I'm pretty sure he's won his first two shows. He's not actually got the win, but oh no, of course he wasn't in the tag match. Of course, oh my god. I'm forgetting already, Jesus Christ. But yeah, okay. Nice. Let's go with our March show, and then we'll do 2 events next episode in April. Give the night off to no one. Tonight's venue will go generic. Booking team meeting, we obviously have saved up a bit now. Let's just stick with creative. Oh, a big gamble, that's not good. Yeah, that one's not great, actually. Can't get much worse. We probably won't. The expiry date on it's pretty good actually. Sometimes it's way sooner than that, but I don't think we'll use this, to be honest. I mean, there's no restrictions, so we might just use it on a match. It doesn't really matter. But as for main event, nah, I don't think so. Okay, we're done. We still have. Wait, what? How much do we have left? 66. Nah, we don't. We'll keep it. Purposeful entertained the locker room again. He's on a roll. That's two shows in a row. And he had a really good promo with his hot catchphrase as well, helping him get over. We'll need to make sure he is on the mic tonight. Okay, I am tempted. Now, where is it? Here we go. So we can call out a specific worker in front of the locker room, challenging them on their attitude and backstage behaviour. Oh wait, that's not what I wanted. I heard there's something we can do to you basically you poke at someone and essentially you're humiliating them, but it can help them work on things like their stamina. But I don't see it here. I'll need to maybe check off camera because I'm tempted to try it with Mutant and also with Texas Hangman. It's obviously a huge gamble, but I also just want to try it because I've never used it before and just take the risk. But I don't. I'm probably staring right at it, but I'll need to check what one it is. If it's any of these, if it's even a thing. I feel like it is. I feel like I remember reading that too, but I'm not on a very good record right now with my memory, so we'll just do team bonding this time. Let me just make sure nothing. Yep, okay, we're all good there. Okay, pre-show is done. Davis Wayne went to a draw with Papa Swole last show. We had Remy and Mutant winning the tag team. Mitchell, once again, is cheating his way to victory. And Texas Hangman finally makes his debut. And he, of course, interfered and caused mayhem in the main event, essentially cucking Papa Swole, to put it one way. So to start the show, we are going to have Papa Swole come out to the ring, cutting a promo. Essentially, we'll give it 4 minutes. And it's essentially Papa Swole complaining about last week. He finally gets his chance. Complaining about the Hangman. He comes out and he's essentially crying about it and a little bit. He finally gets his chance to have a real go at the champ. And Texas Hangman comes out of nowhere and messes him up. So he's essentially calling Texas Hangman out to the ring because he wants answers, basically. But rather than getting Texas Hangman, we have Davis Wayne Newton come out. I don't know what to call this segment. The segment name. Davis arrives instead, stating that Papa's chance is gone. Yeah, Davis basically comes out and being the classic heel he is, sort of a bit smug. He basically just tells Papa Swole, your chance is over. You got your chance last week. It's not my fault. Hangman came out. And he also says, I don't know why you're crying, because he came out and attacked me, the champ. So I want answers, I want answers to what's going on. I don't know why you're crying about it. So that is booked. Yes. Yep, that's nice. And to start off the show, in terms of saving a little bit of pop here, we're going to have Max Mayhem again. He's kind of the inaugural opener right now. We're going to have him beat. We're going to have him actually win. We'll do a 9-minute match, Max Mayhem, in an open match. Gets a clean win against Jules. Move that up. Then we're going to have... I'm trying to think a good way to do this here. I think maybe we need to change this. I'm going to have to add this in so it makes a bit more sense. More so for storyline purposes if we ever go back to looking at this. And speaking of storyline purposes, did I add? I did. Papa opens the show complaining about last week. Interrupted. Well, he's not really interrupted, I suppose, because he's only complaining about last week. And calls out the Hangman. But with Davis instead, who also demands answers. Okay, that works. I think. Yeah, let's go with that. And then we're actually going to do something a bit different here. For the main event, we're actually going to have Texas Hangman team up with Mitchell, and they're actually going to go against Davis Wayne and Papa Swole. So we're essentially, it's going to be a bit of an odd mix here because it's one face and 3 heels, but Papa Swole and Davis are essentially having to be forced to work as a team. And then with this, we're actually going to have Texas win. He's going to pin Papa Swole. Keep Davis strong. It's going to be an open match, but it's going to be with a tainted win. And then with this storyline, no, not yet. Actually, no. Yeah, okay. The only thing that's annoying me with this is we don't have like a GM or someone that I can do angles and say like they're calling the shots for the matches. So in that sense, we're going to have to just use like our imagination that it's all done before, like on the fly while the show's going on. That maybe in the Davis and Papa rant, they basically said like, well, I guess I could add that. What was doing? Davis instead also demands answers, but the Hangman does not show face. Also demands answers and informs Papa that they are to team up tonight against the Hangman. Okay, sorry, I'll get better at doing this, I suppose, in terms of doing things a bit faster. Okay, and then to try and help with Dr. Funkenstein, we're going to have him and Blue Dragon go at it. This is not going to get a good rating. These two are probably the worst. But mainly just because of the fact that Doctor is more promising, I would say, than Blue Dragon. We're going to have him win to try and help with his momentum a bit more. He needs it because he'll be used in angles and stuff. Max Mayhem and Jules Knight can go there. That'll actually be a pretty good match, I think. Then we'll also have the Honeyman. He's going to lose to Mutant. I don't know how far we can push Mutant with his stamina. Sorry, we'll do a clean win for Mutant. Or he's obviously not. He's not really been in the storyline scene yet, but we're going to keep him strong, obviously, because the time will come. He's good. Mutant The stamina is a big issue. Something I've not tried yet, which I'm curious to do, is a sort of menace intimidation angle. I wonder how we could book it though. I'm thinking this is more of an experiment. More as like an entrance. We'll do Mutant makes his entrance for his match. I guess it'd be intimidation. Doesn't really work though, does it? What's the difference with dramatic acting? Oh my god, there's Attacker. I should have done that for the beatdown with Texas Hangman. I don't think I did. Did I? I can't remember. I don't think so though. Let's try the. Would dramatic acting work? He does have the skills for it. But what I don't know what would be classed. I guess. Yeah, let's try it. We'll try it. Mutant makes his entrance. 2 minutes. Let's just say. I need more options for storyline. Not storyline, sorry, segments. So we have Davis and Papa. This will be the first time Davis is on the mic too, I believe. So we'll see how that works. He probably maybe needs that scripted. I don't know why that's not just part 2. I guess no, that makes sense. That makes sense. I'll just keep part 1 like that. Okay. So Papa's Wall starts the show. Davis Wayne comes out and informs him what the main event's going to be. And the scumbag Mitchell is teaming up with Texas Hangman. And they'll get the win. Yeah, this looks good. I think Mutant and Remy. But of course, with this, we still don't know why Texas Hangman actually decided to mess up last month's main event. We still have no answers. He's mute. He's the mute giant. So let's start the show. A 37 segment rating, a 38 and a 31. That's a lot of greens too. Obviously, with the got the crowd hotter, got the show off to a strong start. Davis Wayne actually worked the crowd well, and of course Papa Swole did. Okay. I feel like it should have maybe got higher than a 37 with the storyline heat and the catchphrase attribute and good improvising, but that's good to know that Davis Wayne can do it. He's a little lacking. He can definitely cut a promo, but in terms of Papa Swole, comparing him to Davis is lacking, but good start to the show. Okay, they don't click made for an awkward bout, which is even more awkward for me because this was already going to be fairly lackluster in terms of what we've been putting out so far. But penalised for inexperience, inconsistency. A bit of a shame. Made for an awkward bout, but the Doctor gets a win. With that funky elbow drop, 34 segment rating. It's not horrible, to be fair, with where we're at right now. We take anything. Moving into a 46, Jules Knight with a 43. Max Mayhem getting better at his gimmick, which is good. Which I think his gimmick was actually not too bad anyway, if I'm being honest. Yeah, great gimmick, so that's even better. He's improving at it. A bout that had great wrestling but didn't have much heat. Max takes the win in 9 minutes with a Canadian tumbleweed 46 rating, and it's a nice win for Max. Okay, the Mutant segment gets a 28. He worked the crowd well, using the freedom to improvise to his advantage, which is good. Now 20, it's obviously not the best, but in terms of just a 2-minute angle, which is essentially him just coming to the ring, it's not the worst, I guess. It's not the worst. The match itself does really good. Remy gets a 47. Mutant hits us with a 42, who of course gets the win in 10 minutes with the Tina Turner, which is really good. Of course, we got penalised because they're actually both faces, but that's loosely enforced, so I don't feel like this penalty is actually, it's not going to be too bad, especially with the way our product works. You know, we can basically have anyone fight anyone. We won't do it too much. with faces versus faces and so on. But 47, very good. Remy is very good worker. We'll need to make sure not to crush him. Kind of similar to Max and Jules. You know, those guys are on the lower end of the card in terms of picking up wins, but we'll need to make sure their momentum and their morale doesn't drop too much, because we obviously don't want that anyway. Okay, the Texas Hangman is getting better at his gimmick. We get a 44 segment rating, which is quite low. Well, actually, no, it's not too bad. Davis kind of didn't carry, but the highest rating with a 49. Papa Swole has a 39. It's a little lower. No chemistry. Notes. Mitchell has a 44. Texas Hangman with a 41. So, yeah, I mean, good. Of course, we got penalised again for the face and heel combination, but we were always going to have at least two like that, because, of course, we had 3 heels and 1 face. So we obviously needed to have Remy fighting Mutant, but they're both faces to even it out. But like I say, it's not going to matter too much. But yeah, pretty good ending, I would say. Of course, we don't have any answers yet from Texas Hangman. But we did have him win with Mitchell. They beat the champ and Papa Swole. But of course, it was Papa Swole who got pinned by Texas with underhanded tactics, so we can let our imagination run wild with what that's all about. We have 43. Again, good solid show. Let's see how this went with the popularity. We're going to give this to Remy, actually. And I think they'll also give it to... I'm thinking more so who needs it, you know? Not necessarily who deserves it, but who needs it for a boost. I feel like since the whole gimmick thing with Blue Dragon happened, I'm not really caring about him, which is quite bad. It shouldn't really be like that. So we'll just point them out as good examples. We lose 896. That's a little bit less because our ticket sales, I think, are going up with our economy rising. That'll only get better. Same with our sponsorship, so that's all good. We do not rise in popularity though, so this is good timing for next month running 2 shows, I think, to be honest. I think that's a sign. The game's telling us, Sam, you know, it's whispering, Sam, start doing 2 events a month. I don't actually think with the size we are though we can go up to popularity points. I don't think it's going to be possible, but we'll do it for 1 month and see. Now before we end this episode, I just want to quickly see our backstage, because I forgot to look off camera. Wow, okay, so yeah, I mean, nothing to complain about, actually, at all. It's on good. No negative influences. We've been lucky enough to not have any pre-show negative incidents or anything, which is really nice. Shows are not looking too bad either. We're hitting, in the 40s, which as long as I think is we don't drop below 40, we can regard it as a good show, even though at the minute anything counts as a good show. Our debt's looking, ticket sales are slowly rising. Same with our sponsorship, quite a lot actually, quite quick with that rise in economy. But anyway, yeah, I feel like this month or this episode went pretty good. We're slowly unraveling our storyline for the main event. Something I'm going to start doing off camera is taking notes, just little snippets, just so when it comes to more so doing the storylines right now, and I'm not doing it on the fly. It means we'll be able to book the shows a bit faster too. But I hope you guys are enjoying, if you're sticking around. And yeah, we'll unravel as we go with the storyline next month, as well as we'll do 2 events for April, and we'll see. We'll just see how it goes. It's pretty early to test it. We'll probably end up doing it again once we rise in size a couple of times, but I'm just curious to see if we can manage to go up to 2 points of popularity or not. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good one, and I will see you next time.